What is the biggest mistake people make when they get paid?
Oh man, the majority of people are not investing their money. I was reading a couple of articles just recently, and one article said, I think it was 55% of Americans have no investments at all. Another article said it was 47%. But when we talk about 47 to 55% of Americans with zero investments at all, that means no real estate investments, no cryptocurrency investments, no stock market investments, no 401k, no IRA, no investments at all. So you have, if not the majority, half of Americans that are working and hoping to one day retire. And how are they going to do that? Well, they're hoping that the government is going to take care of them through Social Security. But as we've been talking about on our channel, that is, oh my God, not a good plan, as Social Security is drying up. Social Security is running out of money. Inflation is making everything so much more expensive. So now Social Security is having to increase the amount of money that they're paying out. So what does that mean? The money that you and I are paying for Social Security right now in our income, because anytime we get paid, you have to pay these FICA taxes. Part of those FICA taxes, a big chunk of those FICA taxes go straight to Social Security. So now when you're paying these Social Security taxes, this money was supposed to be used to pay for your retirement. But what's actually happening is you're paying these Social Security taxes to pay for somebody else to retire. So everybody who is under the age of 45 right now is paying these Social Security taxes, not for their own retirement, but for somebody else to retire. And then when it comes time for you to retire, what's going to happen? I don't know. And this is where everyone says, oh, it's not going to be an issue. The government will take care of you because they'll just be able to print bigger Social Security checks. And you're right. There's a good chance that if it comes down to that, the government will print bigger Social Security checks. But what does that mean? The government prints money. They give you a bigger Social Security check. You feel good because you got a bigger Social Security check, but it actually cannot stretch as far anymore because that creates inflation. So yeah, you got a bigger Social Security check, but it doesn't buy you as much because inflation happened and now you're poorer than you were before. So what are you going to do if half of Americans are getting paid and not investing anything? And I'm talking about not even their 401ks. I'm not a huge fan of the 401k. I don't invest my money into an IRA or 401k, but that is a great start. And for the average person, it's a great way to start investing your money. But this is the number one mistake that so many people are making. They live in a net zero lifestyle. Net zero means I make $1,000, I spend $1,000.
Right.
And this is the way that we're bred to think. We're bred to think, okay, oh my God, if I can make $1,000, I can go out and buy this nice vacation. Oh my God, if I can make $10,000, what can I do with my money? I can go buy X, Y, Z. So this is the way that we're trained to think. We're trained to think in terms of spending. We're not trained to think in terms of investing. And the only way that somebody can build wealth is through investing their money. And by investing their money into assets that will pay them, that way they can rely on these assets when they hit a point where they don't want to work or they can't work. Because most people are working towards a retirement, quote unquote retirement, which means that, hey, I work from now until the age of 65. When I'm 65, I'm going to quit. And then when I quit, what am I going to do? Well, we'll worry about that a little bit later, but you're going to no longer have an income stream. And when you don't have an income, how are you going to afford your lifestyle?
Right.
So this is the issue that so many people are going to face. We're already facing a retirement crisis. I mean, we're seeing this happen with the baby boomer generation. What is going to happen with millennials? What's going to happen with Gen Zers if people are not starting to put money away? And it's not just for retirement. It's for financial freedom so you can live your life the way you want and have investments to fall back on.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they think about investing, they just get kind of scared about they need $1 million, they need $1 million plus. Is there a certain number that somebody needs to retire with?
Well, retirement is a different question, I think, because how much money do you need to retire is going to depend on who you are. USA Today says you need $1.6 or $1.8 million in order to retire if you're a millennial. That number is always going to change. It's going to depend on you. I mean, it's going to be in the millions if you want to be able to live financially free. But the bigger question is, how much money do you need to start investing? Because so many people say, oh, I will start investing when I get a raise. I will start investing when I get this bonus. I will start investing when I get a bigger paycheck, when I get a better job. And that is the mindset that we need to change, because if you tell somebody, hey, you need $5 million to be financially free, what are they going to do? Oh, it's not possible for me. I'm never going to do it. There's no point for me to try.
Right.
But what you should be doing is saying, okay, I make, let's just say $1,000. How much of this money is going to be invested? How much of this money is going to be saved? And how much money is this going to be spent? And so this is where, I have the 75-15-10 plan, which says now for every dollar that you earn, whether it's $1 or $1 million, you get to put this dollar through the 75-15-10 plan, which says that 75 cents is the maximum that you can spend. 15 cents is the minimum you should be investing, and 10 cents is the minimum you should be saving. I'm going to talk about the saving part in just a second, because you're never going to become wealthy by just saving your money, because right now when you save your money is not growing. It's just sitting there flat. Your savings are dead because your bank isn't paying you anything. And so when you save your money, your goal is not to save to build wealth. Your goal is to save to protect yourself against a financial emergency. So when you save your money, you should have a goal of saving somewhere between 3 to 12 months worth of your expenses, depending on your risk tolerance. If you have a high risk tolerance, you only need to save around 3 months. If you don't have a high risk tolerance, save closer to 12 months. You're going to figure out where in the range you want to be. After you save that money, you don't want to save another penny. That's it. Your emergencies are saved for. That's when now you want to be taking that money and reallocating it towards your investments. So now you're investing a quarter of every dollar that you earn, and you're spending a maximum of 75%, a maximum of 75 cents out of every dollar that you earn. So now you can kind of configure this depending on you. If you can live off of half of what you make and you can invest half, great. And as you start to invest more, you're going to have more income. As you have more income, it's going to go back through the funnel, because now when your investments make you $1,000, you take that $1,000 and you put it back through the funnel. But the whole idea here is you need to pay yourself first. You have to pay yourself first. This is what every wealthy person, this is what every rich person does. But the majority of people will not do it. And they will say the reason why wealthy people can do it is because they're rich, they're wealthy, it's easy for them. But the reality is, if you want to go from where you are now to wealthy, you have to make that sacrifice. You have to start living below your means, and then do what with your money? You need to invest it. And this is where now we got to understand, what does it mean to invest? It does not mean that you have to take every penny as soon as you earn it and invest it. It means that money needs to be invested at some point. So that money, you can have it sitting there waiting to be invested if you're waiting for the right investment opportunity, if you're waiting for the right place to invest it. But that money has to be there with the purpose to invest, not with the purpose to be spent.
So if I'm somebody that has, that makes, like you said, $1,000, whatever, on my paycheck, but what if I have a lot of things going on and I can't put away that 75? Is it still worth it to invest?
You have to pay yourself first. Every single wealthy person does that. You have to put yourself first. Because what people are doing is they're putting Amazon in front of them. They're putting Apple in front of them. They're putting Lululemon in front of them. They're putting every other corporation in front of them. And so who are they paying? They get paid. What have I got to do? Oh, I got to go to the mall. I got to go to the Gucci store. I got to pay Gucci before I pay myself. I got to go to the Apple store, get the new AirPods before I pay myself. I got to go to the BMW dealership and pay for my new car before I pay for myself. So what are you doing? You are financing every single one of these companies. If you're wearing name brand clothes, if you have a name brand phone, if you're using an Apple iPhone, if you have a name brand laptop, if you have a name brand anything, you're paying for these corporations to get rich before you pay for yourself to get rich.
So I want to unpack that a little bit, but if somebody, to think like the majority for a second, if I want to kind of step into their shoes, if I'm somebody that can only afford, let's say I can only afford to invest, a small amount, less than 75% of my income, my paychecks. If I can only afford to invest so much, and then I look at the numbers, say 30, 40 years down the line, and I still can't retire with that, and I still can't build wealth with that. So why would I invest and build wealth when at the end I still can't, nothing's going to come of it? Why would I do it?
$100 a month adds up. $100 a month compounded month after month, year after year adds up. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the shorter clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And if you're interested in learning more about how to invest your money in the stock market, our team put together an amazing guide that will walk you through how to invest your money in the stock market. This guide is completely free when you sign up for our daily newsletter. So if you want to read this guide, all you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.